Welcome back guys to the Microsoft Excel tutorial series. In this video tutorial we will learn a bit more basic things about Microsoft Excel. In the first tutorial we just introduced the screen, how it looks like in Microsoft Excel, and you can zoom in the document from here and zoom out from here. So these are different other options which we did not talk about in the last tutorial, and these are the scroll bars with which you can scroll your Excel worksheet. So for example, we'll quickly make a little table so we can work with it and then practice. So this is serial number. For example, I want to put the date, put the day, and then I want to put the names and something else, marks. So serial number is 1, and then 2, and then 3. So if you keep writing serial numbers like from 1 to 1000, I think that would not be a good idea to write down them yourselves. So there is a pretty cool thing in Microsoft Excel. Like I have written 1 to 3. I can select these 3 cells, and then I can drag this list down to make it automatic. So you see there is a little box around this corner on the selection pane. So if I move my mouse pointer on that green box, you see that it changes like this to a black cross mouse pointer. So now if you click on it and keep clicking and then drag it slowly, you see that it is putting different numbers. I'll just drag it until 15 and click, and then you see that it has filled this cell automatically with the numbers. Similarly, I can select a date, and then drag down until here. You see it has also inserted the other dates in this column automatically. And then I can definitely write down Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then select these, drag them down. It will fill them automatically with the other name of the days. So now you see that some of the names of the days are crossing the cells and going to the other side. We can fix this by adjusting the width of the column. So just like I told you in the previous tutorial, how can you adjust the width of a column? But there is also another way with which you can make it automatically fit these extra length of the words. So if you want to make it automatic, well, we'll do them for all of them. So just put your mouse cursor here, double click, and it will reduce the cell or column width according to the contents. So first we'll write all of them, and then we'll learn how to do all of them at once. So for example, we write names, student 1, student 2, student 3, and so on. And marks, so now if we want to change the width of all the columns at once simultaneously, we can click on the title of one column and drag it. We select all the columns, and then in the middle of any column, when this sign appears, we double click. It will resize all the columns to fit their contents. So now there are certain things like we'll introduce the home menu, the whole tab. So if we want to do any operation on this table or the spreadsheet, we have to select the cells on which we want to do the operation. For example, we want to make the titles bold. We select them, click on bold. We can also change the font or the font size, and then we can make them italics, underline in different forms, double underline. So these are standard options like Microsoft Word. And then of course you can change the color of the fonts, and you can also change the color of the background with this format painter button, like this. So, and if you want to center them, so this is the alignment section of the home tab. So there is the top align. This is for the cells, the text inside the cells. You can align them at top and the center or at bottom. And this is the overall left or right alignment. So that's the top or bottom alignment. This is left or right alignment. You can align them left, center, or on the right side. You can see how text moves. So I'll put them in the center at the moment. So if you select this one and center it, we can also do that, and center from top. The names of the days are not actually looking good in the center, so we'll make them left aligned. So you see, you can format different cells differently. That's a very cool thing about Microsoft Excel. I'll save it. So the next thing is, if you have some longer text and you want to diagonalize it to save space, you can do that from here. You see? And there are various other options which you can control from here, and you can change the text direction anywhere you want. So I'll just Control Z, and this is about right to left, left to right texts. There is another thing, for example, if we have something longer in our text, for example like this, and you want it to you don't want the column width to be that big, you still want the column width like this, and you want to fit in the contents. How will you do that? You can wrap the text. If you wrap the text, you see it is now in 2 lines, but it is adjusted in that width. So this is about wrapping text in multiple lines and making it appear better. So I can delete this whole column, and then there is another thing, merge and center. If you want to merge 2 cells, for example, I want to write something over here and then part 1 and part 2. So these 2 parts are subsections of or sub columns of this big column. I want to write something in this, and these are 2 parts of that. I can do that. So I need to merge these 2 cells, merge and center. You can also merge cells in other options. And then I write here when column, and these are its part 1 and part 2. So that's about how to merge different columns. Then with numbers, if you want the numbers to, like for example, we'll write bigger numbers here. What you can do is, you can tell it that this is a currency. It will show it in dollars. And if you don't want it, just want the percentage sign, you can do that from here. Similarly, if you want to make the numbers more beautiful or looking like currency or something or professional, this is a comma style. You can format the thousands with a comma. And then this sign here is to increase the decimal. You see, you can increase the decimal by 1 digit, and then you can decrease the decimal from this button. So if you want to make all of them similar, just select all of them, increase the decimal or decrease the decimal. Now you look, all of them look similar. So this whole section is about working with numbers. How can you work with them or do different things? And then there are some other things like auto sum, average. You have different formulas already built in Microsoft Excel. Like we want to auto sum these, you can click on auto sum and it summed them up here. This is a sum of all of them. And you can similarly, you can take average. It will show you the average here. And there is another thing, sort and filter, but we'll cover it in the next tutorial as it will take a little more time. So at the moment we have this sheet and we have learned how to do different kinds of formatting with the text and the numbers. And so there is another thing, one more thing. For example, if I want to represent this cell, how will I do that? I mean, how can I tell Excel what is this cell? This cell is at the moment H8. So you always look at the column and the row. So if I want to select this cell, that will be called F3. You can see that they are already highlighted. What about this one? E10. This is C2. So you always recognize cells like this because this will be used later on in the formula. So it is necessary to learn at this stage, like this E9, F5. So similarly you will name different cells. We'll work a bit more with different other things and formulas in the next tutorials. I hope you enjoyed the video. Keep yourself posted by subscribing to the channel about latest videos about new software. I'll see you guys later in the new video. Bye bye.